day 100 consistency, right where you should be. It's easy to get in the mindset to question where you are in life, or feel that you're not at the right place, or maybe even confused about the current path that you're on. But know that everything happens for a reason, and you are right where you should be. And that place right now can be scary. It could have you filled with anxiety. It could have you questioning. It could have you confused. It can have you happy. It can have you excited. It can have you so many different emotions. Right now, some of you are places where you feel bad. You feel like, man, why is life this tough? Why is this happening? Why is everything going wrong? Some people, you might be having the best time of your life. You might be in a very positive mindset right now. You might have just gotten married, or just gotten back from a good vacation, just got a great job offer, just got a promotion. Some of you might be going through breakups. Some of you might be going through deaths in the family. Some of you might be going through just a time of where nothing has changed, but now you're like, man, I feel stuck because nothing's changed. Nothing good or bad's happened. I feel like I'm in a rut. Just know that you're in the right path. You're in the right place right now. You're right where you should be. That God, or the universe, if you believe in that, is working and aligning things and planning and having things unfold the way they should be. And you just have to understand and appreciate where you are. You have to understand and acknowledge that what you're going through right now is either a season of, you're being rewarded for something. If a lot of good things are going on, you're being tested, tempted, you're learning something, you're going through a season of learning. So where you are in your journey right now is happening for a reason. You just have to figure out why it's happening. And if it's a season of you being patient, maybe it's a season of you winning and great things are happening. Maybe it's a season of you just being tested, and your faith is being tested, and you're being set difficulties to see if you're deserving of the greater things that God or the universe has intended for you. And maybe it's something you prayed for. Maybe you prayed for strength, and now you're being tested to be stronger. Maybe you've prayed for courage, and now you're being tested in ways where you have to be brave and you have to overcome things. Maybe you did pray for, patience, and now you're being tested with your patience. So, it could be you're waiting to get a blessing that you prayed for at this point. And that's where you have to understand, what do you want out of life? And maybe this is just a season of pain, of turmoil, of something bad, and you're just overcoming it and you're building your strength. Maybe you're in a rut. Maybe it is time to look in the mirror and question where you are. Maybe you are doing things that you're not supposed to do, and this is going to be the season that is your defining moment to level up. Maybe something is going to change. Maybe you're going to be like, man, I've been working this job I hate for 5 years. I haven't got the promotion I've been promised for the last 3 years. And maybe it's the day you wake up, look in the mirror, and like, you know what, I'm going to apply for another job. Or, you know what, I'm going to, confront my manager about it. Or, you know what, it's time for me to start my own business. I'm too skillful to keep working a job. I could do this and open my own company. That's also a good place in your life. That's a place that is considered a defining moment. That means that something happened, or something led you to make a decision to change course. And usually those change courses for the better. But here's what people don't understand. A lot of those defining moments are your rock bottoms. They're your bad news. They're your worst days, but they're going to make the next decade of your life better. You getting fired, you breaking up with that person you thought you loved, you being betrayed by one of your best friends, you hitting rock bottom and getting your car repossessed, you getting kicked out of your house, whatever that is a defining moment that you're going to use to propel your life, to propel your future to a better life. So it's an important journey. It's a necessary part of the story, of your journey of life. And you have to learn to accept that. You have to learn to accept you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And where you are today is just a result of all the habits and things that you've had happen up until this point. And like I said, it might be that here soon, whether it's today or whether it's here soon when I don't know when you'll see this video, obviously, but you can get to that point where it's like, okay, I need to wake up and change. So no matter where you are, you could be in the lowest part of your life. You could be, kind of confused on where you're kind of lost on where you are in your journey, or you could be just at the best day of your life. Those are all the right places to where you are as of today. And you just got to make sure that you're making the right decisions. You're trying to level up. You're trying to be a good person. You're trying to make people around you better. You're trying to spread love. You're trying to, be better physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, relationally in your life. And as long as you're trying to do good things, you're sowing good seeds, you're, trying to have positive karma, then you'll win. You'll end up where you're supposed to be. You'll meet the people that you're meant to meet. You'll go the places you're meant to go in life. You'll have the opportunities come to you that you're meant to have come to you. But you have to be making sure that you're doing the right thing and that you never give up. You continue your journey no matter how bad it gets, no matter how dark your days get, no matter how bad the storms that come get, no matter how terrible the news you receive get or is. You continue to level up. You continue to make it to the next day. You still proceed to persist. You don't let life get to you, no matter how bad it is, no matter how dark the days are. Like, you just decide, I'm going to keep going. Or you decide, this is going to be my defining moment in order to have the better life I want. I'm not going to let that job tell me, take advantage of me anymore. I'm not going to let that person tell me how to live my life anymore. I'm not going to let, my skin color affect how I think the world's perceiving me. I'm going to go get what I want, regardless of my skin color, regardless of your social, economic, the background, whether you were poor or rich, or the neighborhood you grew up in, or the environment you grew up in, or that you had no parents. You grew up in a foster care. You grew up in an orphanage. You grew up with parents addicted to drugs. You grew up, to alcoholics. You grew up with, no help, no handouts. Like, one day you'll decide that none of that matters and you're going to win anyway. And when you do that, you'll be unstoppable. The world will bend to your will, because a person that knows what they want and is willing to do whatever it takes to get it is an unstoppable person. And then once you, feel that with, back that up with faith and work ethic and action, you're going to be unstoppable and you will be victorious. And all of us are going to learn and know who you are, and we're going to ask you questions. And, I can't wait to see you accomplish that and achieve that. So you are right where you should be. The question is, if you're unhappy, what are you willing to do to change it? If you're at the bottom, if you're at rock bottom, don't give up. Are you willing to keep going? Are you willing to keep walking through that desert in order to get through it? Walking through that sandstorm, walking through that forest until you find that exit and get out of it. And if you just had the best day of your life, you as well. Are you willing to, persist? And when the days get bad, are you going to keep going? Or with your good days, are you going to inspire and uplift others that might be having the worst days of their life? We all have a part to play, and we all are on our journey. So I wish you peace and blessings on the journey.